He's a New York Times best-selling author, political leader, and CEO of the Fair Fight campaign, and helped lead the way to turning Georgia blue. Please welcome voting rights activist Stacey Abrams.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on this morning. And today is the big day in Georgia for the Senate runoff election. Now, for people who have waited until today to vote, break down the importance of this election and why they should get to the polls.
This election is about three things. Healthcare. If you want to recover from COVID, if we want COVID to disappear, if we want to be able to take care of ourselves in 2021, we need leadership that will actually protect healthcare and not work to dismantle it. It's about jobs. In the state of Georgia right now, 400,000 Georgians are out of a job, and 3.9 million Georgians who either lost their jobs or had their hours reduced. We need more than just relief. We need recovery. And this is about justice. Across the state, whether you're down in southeast Georgia or in town Atlanta, we know that justice has been lagging, that Ahmaud Arbery and Rayshard Brooks stand out as examples of what needs to be done in Washington to protect our people. And the only way we're going to get that done is if we elect Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff. And that means we need every voter within the sound of my voice everywhere in Georgia to show up today and cast their ballots, and also make certain they vote all the way down the ballot to Daniel Blackman.
That's right. Now, President Trump was in Georgia over the weekend, and he continues to claim voter fraud in Georgia. How do you feel the election officials have handled the elections for these two races?
I think that the local elections officials have done yeoman's work. They've worked incredibly hard to make it safe and accessible, but we need to show up and test the system and prove that the changes we've made are going to hold. But I want everyone to not be distracted by a failed president who is flailing on his way out. We need to focus on the future, and that is making sure we get COVID relief. People can't survive on $600 checks for the entire winter. And Joe Biden, as he said yesterday, if he has the partnership of Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff, can move real COVID relief once he's in office. That's what we need. That's what we deserve.
Exactly. Now, if somebody is concerned that their mail-in ballot wasn't counted, is there a way for them to confirm that their vote made it in?
Absolutely. Go to teachvote.com, and on that website, you can find out information about where your mail-in ballot is, if you dropped it off. If you didn't receive it, you can absolutely go in person and vote, but you need to go to teachvote.com to find your assigned polling place. If you don't go to your assigned polling place on Election Day, your vote may not count. But you can absolutely go to the table and say, please cancel my absentee ballot. I'm ready to vote in person. And then if you have an absentee ballot and you haven't returned it yet, go to your drop box or go to your county elections office. And you can get all this information at teachvote.com. Or if you have questions, you can call 888-OUR-VOTE, 888-OUR-VOTE.
Now, for the people on their ways, on their way to the poll, who may be undecided now, why do you believe that Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff is the best candidate on the ticket today?
Well, let's start with who we've got. We've got David Perdue, who has refused to hold a town hall meeting in 6 years because he doesn't value the voices of voters. You've got Kelly Loeffler, who in her year in office managed to make a profit off of the pandemic and called Black Lives Matter akin to a terrorist organization. That's who we've got right now. And both of them have refused to stand up to Donald Trump and demand that we actually get the support we need in our state. In contrast, Jon Ossoff has spent his time fighting corruption. He has fought against human trafficking. He has done the work of actually building access to voters. And Raphael Warnock, he not only stands in the pulpit that was once held by Martin Luther King Jr., he preached into the pews where John Lewis sat. And he has used his time to help refugees from New Orleans get home to vote, to do criminal record expungement in his church, to help defend the homeless, to fight for Medicaid expansion. Together, they are the duo we need because we need real leaders who believe in Georgia, who have the power to actually send change to Georgia, and they will be partners to Joe Biden, and they will be the reason that Kamala Harris gets to cast those deciding votes to make progress for all of us.
Now, how can people get more information on today's campaign and your movement?
If you go to fairfight.com, you can learn all about what Fair Fight is doing to protect and defend the right to vote. But if you need information about voting in today's election, peachvote.com is the place to go. We've got all the information you need. And no matter where you are in Georgia, let's remember, focus may be on Atlanta, and Atlanta is important, But we've got to think about Albany and Augusta and Macon and Savannah. We have to think about Columbus and all of those tiny towns. I was in Upston, Georgia this week. I was down in Houston County. I was over in Douglas County. No matter where you live, we need to hear from you. We need to hear from you in Augusta, in Richmond, and Burke, and Columbia counties. This isn't a race won by counties. It's won by people. And if we put our voices together across the state, we will have enough to win this election.
All right, y'all, voters in Georgia, you have to be in line by 7 p.m. tonight to cast your ballot. So get in line and stay in line. Every single vote counts. Thank you so much for all that you do and all that you have done. We hope that we see you back on the ballot in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all please give it up for leader Stacey Abrams.